Welcome to episode 48 of the Stop, Drop, and Knit podcast. My name is Lisa, and I am coming to you from Long Island, New York, on another strangely beautiful day. It is 61 degrees. Today is Monday, March 7th, and by Wednesday it's going to be cold with a potential for snow again. So yeah, the weather right now is, we get these like random, we're going to tease you with a few hours of spring here and there, and then back to being very cold. So we're going to go with it. My husband woke me up this morning and he said, Lisa, it is a beautiful day outside. You're going to want to spend some time outside today and do some spinning. So luckily for me, these random spring days are coinciding with the days that I do not have to go into the office. So it's a work from home day for me today. So I try to do a lot of my planning for the week on Mondays. And I'm kind of liking this sit down on a Monday late morning. It's about 11:15 here, and kind of catching you guys up on everything. I do have a lot to catch you guys up on. I did not record last weekend, or this past week. So I had been doing weekend whip videos, which is where I have been working through my list of whips that have been on my needles for quite some time, lingering as I call them. And these were whips that lingered into 2022 from either 2021 or before. So I have been filming these knit with me style videos over the weekends usually to try to make some good progress on my whips. And I think I didn't do them the last 2 weekends, just things have just been a little crazy, and I just kind of needed a little bit of a break from always having the camera on. So I do have some stuff to catch you guys up on today, since I haven't shown you anything for a little while. I also missed recording my podcast last week. So before we get into the knitting, I had a weird day last week. You guys might have seen on Instagram that I posted a picture of my hands that were very, very purple. And so my office at work is extremely cold. Extremely cold. Like we're on Long Island, New York, so we're in the middle of winter on Long Island, but we are in a very old building, and the heat situation is better than it used to be, but it is lacking. Let's just say the heat in the building is lacking. We have there are radiators on the walls. They're not usually turned on. I'm not sure why. On the rare occasion that they do get turned on, they are very warm. But so our offices all have these space heaters in them. But if you turn the space heater on the warmest, most comfortable setting, the breaker trips, and then it just doesn't work at all. So there's like this balance of trying to stay warm in the office. So on Tuesday, I happened to be wearing a blouse that was a little thinner than what I have been wearing usually. And I was maybe already 4 or 5 hours into my work day teaching flute lessons, and I looked down at my hands and they were blue, purple. I have never seen my hands this color before. And I had also just started to feel really weird, like a little bit lightheaded. So the lightheadedness was probably because I had had a little bit too much caffeine and not enough water for that point in the day already. But I went to see the doctor, and it turns out that I have Raynaud's syndrome. And so basically it's pretty common, but it had never flared up in me before to be noticeable. I had never noticed like my hands being a different color than normal skin. I do get very cold usually, but this was very different. And so I was kind of freaking out. We went to the doctor and I had some blood tests done to make sure that it wasn't connected to an autoimmune disorder as Raynaud's sometimes can. So thankfully, all of the blood work checked out totally normal, and I have the primary form of Raynaud's, which is just kind of a random thing that happens if I get too cold or stressed, or so my body restricts the blood to my hands to keep my core warm. So basically, what does this mean as a knitter? I just need to knit more warm things and then wear them. So it's gorgeous out here today. It is about 60 degrees. I've got a shawl on today to just keep me a little bit warmer, but it is beautiful out. Actually, let's talk about what am I wearing. So I am wearing three hand knit items today. The most obvious one that you guys can all see is my golden hour shawl. This is the first shawl that I ever knit. I've knit only about 4 shawls now, but I've been wearing this one much more frequently. When I first knit this, I want to say it was 3 years ago. I knit this 3 years ago because I remember I wore it to Maryland Sheep and Wool in 2019. So, and that was the first time that I wore a knitted item to a festival, because it was only my second Maryland Sheep and Wool that I had gone to. I probably wore socks the year before that, but nobody can see those. So, so I knit this 3 years ago now, and I've only really been wearing it much more frequently recently because I didn't really know how to wear it. I'm kind of figuring it out little by little. Andrea Mowry has her I'll Knit If I Want To podcast, which I love. It comes out every Friday, and for a while, she doesn't do it every episode anymore, but for a while she was taking a different shawl and showing everybody how to wear it, because she always has questions like, I love the shawls, I have no idea how to wear it. So that was kind of me. I'm like, I don't know how to wear this thing. But I have been wearing my shawls constantly. I have been bringing them to work to have an extra layer to wrap around myself. That day I just didn't happen to have a shawl with me, and I got so cold. Oh my goodness. So note to self, always bring a shawl to work, and I need to knit more shawls to help keep me warm. Oh my gosh, the other thing I am wearing, I wore this recently on the podcast. This is my Easley sweater. So this is a test knit that I did for Annie Lepton of Boho Chic Fiber Co. 3 or 4 years ago as well. And it is one of my favorite sweaters. I wear it all the time. I'm so glad that the yarn that I bought for this, which is, it was hand dyed by the people that own the yarn shop that is on Chincoteague Island in Virginia. So we went there a few years ago, and I always like to pick up something that is local, whether it's local wool or dyed by a local artist. And so they had some yarn that they had dyed themselves in the shop, and this is their color, Tugboat, and it's a really beautiful what is it called? A tonal brown. And it's really funny that I picked brown because I don't normally. I usually go for purple and bright, fun colors. But I have to say, I love this color on me. I love it so much. I wear it all the time. It's a really flattering color on me. And I should probably choose some more neutrals sometimes, because when it comes down to it, that's what I often like to wear the most. And then the last knitted item that I have on today is socks. And I'm not going to show you my feet, but we can go into Knitworthy and I will talk about them there. So Knitworthy and Finished Objects are going to be all one combined segment today. These are actually still a little bit wet because I just washed them to get Owen's stinky feet smell off of them already. So this is the last time you guys have to see these socks. I feel like I have been showing this yarn since probably the first episode of this year, because I knit a pair of these socks for myself, which is what I am wearing today, And then Owen was interested in having a pair for himself too. So I have finished both socks for his adorable little feet. These are Knitterly things, and it was the October colorway for her Sock of the Month Club, Burning Leaves. So so beautiful. Love all of the tonal variation and speckles. So beautiful. Yeah, so I finally finished Owen's socks, and I swear, this kid, the moment that I got them off my needles and had the last of the ends woven in, they were on his feet. He put them on Sunday night last week and then wore them all through the night and wore them to school on Monday. So yeah, he is very knit-worthy. He got very excited when he saw that he had a new pair of socks ready to put on his feet, and he always just wants to put them on right then in that moment, which I think is kind of funny, because trying to get the kid to put on socks normally, it's a struggle. Just trying to get him to change into fresh socks, and boys, he is 7, and he doesn't care if his feet stink and doesn't think that he needs to change his socks every day. But yeah, and I am somebody who will wear socks during the day and then change into different socks for overnight, because it's just what I do. So yeah, the fact that he gets so excited by a new pair of socks to just put them on immediately and then not want to take them off is very special and keeps him on the knitworthy list. So that is all we have for finished objects this week. I need to catch you guys up on whips. Seriously, catch you guys up on whips. Okay, so I need to catch you guys up on the status of my Junction sweater. So speaking of Andrea Mowry, this is her shawl, and I am knitting her Junction sweater, and I am using a combination of Harrisville yarns, these were mill ends. So it is very similar to the Daylights, except not the same weight of yarn and not the same yardage. So, and then I am using my hand spun. So this is Frabjous Fibers that I had in my stash for quite a while. Frabjous Fibers is the fiber part of Wonderland Yarns, for which I am a brand ambassador. So I found the fiber in my stash last spring and spun it, and now I am knitting with it, which I'm very proud of myself for actually knitting with it. So, all right, my Junction sweater, I think last time I showed it to you, I had a hem. I had done the hem. Well, I took out the hem, so this is where we are at. So I took out the hem because I ran out of yarn. So when I bought the mill ends, I bought 2 because it was like, I want to say each was over 500 yards from what I remember. I don't really know, but from looking at the sign, I think that they were each 500 yards. I bought 2 because I figured I was probably going to combine it in a sweater to do some kind of color work. Well, I did do that, except that I really needed to have bought 3 skeins of this because the form of color work that I chose has this main color throughout the entire sweater. I think when I initially bought it, I was picturing maybe doing like a yoke sweater so that I would only need enough for the body and the sleeves mostly. But then I went with this, and so what happened was I had run out of yarn. I had a little bit left, and I divided it equally between the sleeves. And then I ran out at like this point, so it was a little hard to show. It was maybe around elbow length when I ran out, and I knew I was going to want the sleeves longer than that. So I got on the Harrisville Designs website and I ordered 1 skein of their Daylights because I didn't know how the weight, like I knew it was a DK, and I knew that the mill ends that I'm using is a fingering weight, but I didn't know how different it would be. So I said, well, you know, let me order one skein, because I'm gonna have so much of my hand spun left over from this project anyway that I can always, you know, make hats and mittens or something with it if it doesn't work out for the sweater. So I think that you guys can see there's actually like a really big difference. Let's see. Maybe it's not really that big. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, obviously, because I have not wound the skein. So this is my fingering weight yarn, and then I've got I'm just like dangling it here. We've got underneath the DK weight. Maybe it's not going to be too different. Well, I was worried enough though about the thickness of the DK, because, you know, DK is basically twice as thick as fingering weight, and these being mill ends, they're not a DK weight, they're not maybe a true finger weight, they're just kind of whatever. I call it a fingering weight. So what I did then, I had run out of yarn, probably about that much into the sleeve, and so I said, well, I did want to do more of the color work part of the sleeve. I didn't want to just put ribbing and end the sleeve. I wanted them a bit longer. So what I did was I undid the hem, the ribbing, and once that was out, so you can see I put the hem back on my needles, and then I did the same thing. I divided the yarn from the hem into 2 equal skeins, or little balls of yarn. I think they weighed then each 6 grams each. So I had worked, when I started working on the sleeves, I was working with 21 grams per sleeve, and this adds another 6 grams to it. So I was able to get that much sleeve done before then I ran out of yarn again. So now I'm in the process of knitting the second sleeve, and so I'm going to go until I run out of yarn again. Then I have to figure out what I want to do for the ribbing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, and I'm going to see how it looks, because I think it's going to work pretty fine, and I will have enough of this, and I think that that's what I want to do, because I don't know, my hand spun is so beautiful, but it's pretty dark, and I don't know if it's gonna look really weird to use my hand spun on the ribbing and have like your eyes pull toward like a really dark color contrast at the bottom. So I have it in my head that I want the ribbing to be in the main color of the sweater. So I think that's where we're at with my Junction pullover. We are close. The only reason it is not done is because I ran out of yarn, and then I had to wait like half a week for this to come, which was not bad at all. So before this arrived, I still had the hem in, so I just kind of set the sweater aside and worked on some other projects. And then once this came and I was able to see, I decided, at least if it were a little bit different, that would look better in the ribbing. It would be less noticeable, and that's why I took the hem out and went ahead and knit another few inches the original yarn, so that there wasn't going to be a big difference in the actual fabric of the sleeve. So yeah, we're getting close. This is looking amazing. I just want this thing done, but I have some other goals with my knitting that I am working on as well. So since I just mentioned that I am a brand ambassador for Wonderland Yarn, I have a secret project that I am working on for my brand ambassadorship with Wonderland Yarns. Local yarn shop day is coming early April, and so they are releasing brand new colorways, and I cannot show them. And yeah, so I have a project that I will be working on. It is a shawl. I will be working on very heavily over this week and next to get it done, because I need to actually finish it and ship it back by the start of April. So I have another knitting deadline to make now, but that is okay. The colorway is really fun and very, very summery, and I think that you guys all will really like it. But that is all I can say right now. You will have to wait a few weeks until I can show it to you at April. So in the meantime, while I was waiting for the Harrisville yarns to come and had my Junction sweater set aside, I did some pretty significant progress on my Artist's Journey sweater. This is another pattern by Annie Lupton of Boho Chic Fiber Co. And I was test knitting this for her last year, and all of us failed at finishing it. It is a gorgeous sweater, but it is very slow. Very, very, very slow, and there's a lot going on in this design. So I really desperately want to finish this. I love this sweater. It is gorgeous. It is going to fit beautifully. I tried it on a couple weeks ago once I seamed the shoulders together and had the body officially finished. I put it on for the first time because with the shoulders done, I was finally able to try it on, and it got me really excited to finish it. But it is so slow going that I am setting a deadline for myself. So I've got a few deadlines this month. I've got the mystery color project for Wonderland Yarns, and I have self-imposed this deadline. I would like to have this sweater done by the end of March. By the end of March. So how am I going to accomplish that? I have 2 sleeves to knit, and so I have in my head that I want to finish sleeve number 1 by March 15th, and then I will have sleeve number 2 to knit plus the neckline. I think it's manageable as long as I do a little bit every day, because it is very slow. So in addition to the color work bands, I don't think I've ever done like this much color work on a sleeve before, but it's fine. It's just slow. The thing that's even slower though is this texture section, because it's 1x1 cables, and it's like a 1x1 cable, a regular stitch, a 1x1 cable, a regular stitch, and it does that. And it is so slow, and I cannot. All right, so I know that you can do cables without a cable needle, but I am not able to do that. Well, I've never done it, but this yarn also, because it is super wash yarn, it is not a very sticky yarn. It's actually really super slippery, and there's no way, like if I tried to cable this without a cable needle, I would lose all of my stitches, and that would be a disaster. So I'm actually having to use a cable needle, which means that those rows take forever. Thank goodness sleeve circumference is a lot less than body circumference, because yeah, this has just been a very, very, very extraordinarily slow project. And after I finished the body, I didn't even quite finish the body before I had to just put it down, because it was just taking forever, and I was on to the next thing, and yeah, I missed my deadline, as did everybody, and I just needed a break. But now I would really like to have it done. It is one of the biggest projects on my list of lingering whips, and I do not want it to linger into April. So I have made some pretty significant progress on this sleeve, probably 3 or 4 nights of knitting alone just to get halfway, or a little bit more than halfway through the sleeve. But yeah, I like knit 3 hours on this last night. I think last night I was just up to here. I had just finished this colorwork section, and yeah, so I did all of this and like took me like 3 hours last night, which is a lot of time. So I should tell you what yarn this is. This is also Wonderland Yarns. I bought this before I became a brand ambassador. So yeah, we're still working on this one, and hopefully I'll have it ready to wear by April. That is my goal, is to be wearing this in April. And the Junction one. So I have a goal to have both sweaters done this month. Like that is my goal. 2 sweaters. And I need to cast on a pair of socks for March. So, all right. These are the only two whips that I have right now. I finished Owen's socks, and yeah, these are the 2 whips that I can show you. I did start it's called Meshmerized, if you guys, or Meshmerism. Meshmerism is a shawl. So if you guys want to look at the pattern that I am knitting for the local yarn store day colorway, that is a mystery. You guys can go check out the pattern. I'll put that info in here. Really simple pattern, and it uses 1 skein of Blossoms Wonderland yarns, but in a brand new color that I cannot sneak peek. So yeah, so those have been my projects. Finished Owen's socks. I am trying to do 1 pair of socks a month. So I have a whole bunch of new things that I want to cast on. So I thought it would be fun to add a little bit of a new segment today. I have some acquisitions. I have some cast-ons that I am really, really anxious to cast on, and will be winding the yarn for this week. So let's go into casting on. Okay, so what will I be casting on this week, this month, in the very near future? I have been so well behaved, you guys. I have been so well behaved. I have been diligently sticking to my lingering whips list, like very diligently. And we are now in March, right? And I have made really good progress. I'll probably at the end of this month, I think what I'm going to do is like a quarterly check-in with my lingering whips and what is still remaining to be finished on it, because I think by the end of March, if I finish both of those sweaters, that list is significantly shorter than it was at the beginning of the year. So I think that would be a really fun video to do. But one thing that I wanted to make sure that I did this year was knit more socks for myself, especially now that I have Raynaud syndrome. I have found, that was the other thing, at work I wear usually not hand knit socks, just because like I am dressing a little bit more professionally, and the type of pants that I wear and the type of shoes that I wear, it doesn't always work. I don't never wear hand knit socks to work. I often just wear regular old like trouser socks, but my feet were like ice, and it took, when I went to the doctor on Tuesday, like I was so cold. It was both my hands and both my feet, and they were purple, and I could not warm up, and it took hours. When I went home that night, like she's like, the only thing I want you to do is just go home and warm yourself up. So I changed into something really warm and put hand knit socks on, and I was under like all these blankets. I can't wear regular store-bought socks anymore. They just do not keep my feet warm. So even like around the house here, if I have a random day where I just grab a regular pair of socks, they last on my feet maybe 30 minutes before I have to change into hand knit socks. They do not keep my feet warm enough at all. So on the list of things to keep on knitting, which was already on the list, is more hand knit socks. And I have had a really fun St. Patrick's themed colorway in my stash for a couple of years, since before the pandemic, and I have never knit with this brand of yarn. This is by What the Flock, hand-dyed yarns and fibers, and the colorway is called After Me Gold, Are You? So I thought that this would be a really fun March socks to knit, both for me and Owen, hopefully. As you can see, I mean, this is very green. I don't have anything quite this shade of green in my wardrobe. This is not the color green that I usually buy. But when I saw this yarn, I thought those would make really great St. Patrick's Day socks, because between the green and then the rainbow, I think I will open it up and show you guys. I just thought that it would be, all right, so the label is tied like around it there, but you can see there's two big sections of green and then two sections of rainbow in there. So yes, I have been, for the last 2 years, every March I'm like, oh, I should dig out those St. Patrick's Day yarn and knit up those socks finally. This year I'm going to do it. They probably will not be done by St. Patrick's Day, because that's maybe only 10 days away now. But if I knit them now, they will be done for next St. Patrick's Day and the St. Patrick's Days after. So that is these are going to be my March socks. So I need to wind this up today. I actually have quite a bit of yarn that I want to wind up today. I have a sweater that I really want to cast on, and I have the yarn for it that just came in the mail. So yeah, kind of like a mix between casting on and acquisitions. I think I have a little unboxing to do at the end of the video from Katrinkles, so I think I'll save that for acquisitions. But all right, hang on. Oh yeah, and I've got my Knitterly Things sock yarn too that we can do in acquisitions as well. So excited. Okay, let me dig out my yarn here. Show you. I wanted to show you before I wound it up. You guys, last time I told you I was waiting on the new Pom Pom magazine to come in the mail, and I have it, and I really want to knit everything from this magazine. Almost, maybe not everything, but like 75 to 80% of this magazine I basically need to have in my wardrobe. The problem is that I don't have mohair. So I do not have a lot. I have like a very, very small amount of mohair in my stash, not in the quantities needed for most of the patterns in here. So that means that the things that I want to knit from here are going to have to be new purchases. And so I have to put some very strict rules in place. There's going to have to be some strict spending limits put in place on things. So my rule is I have to knit the first project and finish the first project before I can order materials to make the second project from this magazine. Because I am tempted to just like bookmark everything I want to knit and gather all the yarn for it, but I can't knit that fast. So I'm holding this up because this is my first project. This is Effervescent by Amy Scher. And oh my gosh, this is pretty much her first sweater design too, and it made the cover of Pom Pom. And I listened to an interview on Pomcast. So the girls from Pom Pom have a podcast that they call Pomcast, and it's an audio podcast. And the last one that they put up a few days ago was with Amy Scher, and so she talked about her Effervescent sweater. And when she actually submitted the sketch for this sweater to Pom Pom's pattern submission, design submission process, it was actually envisioned to be a sock. So that sock got turned into this sweater. So that is going to be my first cast on. And the yarn that she used for this sweater is by the Wandering Flock, and I had never heard of it, but it is actually pretty local to me. So she has an Etsy shop, and she is in Brooklyn. I think her name is Geraldine. And so I did not choose the same color. I chose a really, really fun spring color. Let me show you guys really quick. I wanted to see, yeah, let me show you like another view. So there's a back view of the sweater. It's so cute. It's like at this little mohair ruffle. I do wish that the mohair that you could buy in like smaller quantities, because I'm pretty sure that that's the only mohair in this sweater. Yeah, so that's, I think that there's more views of the sweater online. So you guys can either head to the, I'm just looking back where the patterns are to see if there's another view of the sweater that I can show you. Oh my gosh, I want to knit everything from here. Yeah, I can't, I guess so, I can. All right, I'm gonna try. I don't want to give any of the pattern away. I just want to give you an idea of the length of the sweater. There we go. So it's kind of, it's not cropped, but it's not a super long sweater either. But so I went and I ordered for my first Pom Pom magazine spring project. I ordered yarn from the Wandering Flock, and I ordered the Cosmic tie-dye colorway. It is really, really fun. Before I ordered this, I went to Ravelry and I checked out people's projects and how it looked knit up in this yarn, because it looks kind of pretty far out there. But when it is knit up, it's kind of like a really subtle pastel rainbow. It's not like, I'm going to probably be alternating skeins, because I definitely in this sweater I want to avoid like pooling. That's what it's called, right? Pooling, where the colors pool all weird. So I think I'm gonna alternate, but it is so gorgeous. So I have 3 skeins of singles, and then there's 1 skein in the mohair. So I'm gonna have so much of this mohair left over, so I'm gonna have to see. I'm hoping that I can make this work in another project, either maybe one of the ones from Pom Pom magazine. I just have to see. I have some ideas, but nothing really solid to talk about yet. So I just, this came and it is so beautiful. And it's a really springy design with like, I think the sleeves are like a little past the elbow. So they're kind of 3/4 length sleeves. And then the yoke, whoops, I just dropped that. The yoke of the sweater is a lacy design. And then, yeah, so you can see it's almost like a little bit of a stripe, the way that it's knitting up. I do not know if Amy Sher, or whoever knit this sample, I do not know if they alternated skeins, but I plan to. Whoops. I definitely plan to alternate skeins, because it's such a beautiful sweater. I want it to be like an overall pastel. Kind of reminds me of sherbet. How do you say it? Sherbet? Yeah, there's no R, but I think it's spelled B-E-T. Sherbet? I don't know. It's like one of those really hard words to say. But that's kind of what it reminds me of. And I just thought, working on all of these heavy sweaters now, and I just wanted to cast something on that hopefully, if I work on it really consistently, I will be able to wear this spring. So this is like, I am so excited. I have not let myself cast on anything new other than socks. And it was really only one pair of socks that was not on my list. So I'm super excited to just finally cast on something. There have been so many sweaters I've been looking at and wanting to cast on, and this is going to happen. I am going to be winding this yarn today and winding this crazy St. Patrick's Day sock yarn today. And yeah, we're gonna prep to cast on some new things. I'm so excited. I've been good though. I have been so diligently working through my whips list, so I feel okay about it. I still will have lingering whips, but the amount of them are going to be so few compared to the dozen that I had that I'm gonna be okay. I'll be okay. What else? I think all right, I wanted to bring up something really briefly. I showed off this book last episode. This is Norah Gaughn's new book, Knit, Fold, Pleat, Repeat. And I was also thinking that I would like to do a knit-along from this book. And I was hoping that you guys would be interested in knitting along and choosing any pattern from this book and just having a Norah Gaughn knit, fold, pleat, repeat along with me here. So I have not yet decided which thing I want to knit, but I wanted to just kind of bring up that idea. So yeah, we can start by April, I think, if you guys are interested in doing that, or even sooner. Probably I'll be pretty bogged down with a few other things though. So maybe April, you guys let me know in the comments what you think about doing a Norah Gaughn knit, fold, pleat, repeat along. I showed off most of the patterns in the last episode. So if you guys missed my last episode and you want to see the amazing designs in this book, then head on over to last podcast, which would be episode 47. I think at the 35-minute mark is where I started showing peeks into the book. And yeah, I will have it linked in the box below this video for anybody who wishes to order the book and join in on a knit along. So yeah, let me know if there's really no interest in a knit along, then I probably might not do it. But if it looks like a whole bunch of you might be willing and interested in choosing something from that book. There's very, very simple projects in the beginning of the book, and then much more complex projects, much more complex projects towards the end of the book. So there's something for every level knitter, which is why I was thinking it would be something that would be really fun. Everybody could join in and do something, and let me know what you think. All right, I have spinning and then I have acquisition. So I'm going to go into spinning first because I know not everybody is into acquisitions, but I will be unboxing Katrinkles that just came in right before I sat down. So, all right, so here is a spinning update. I actually have made some really good progress on my spinning this week. So last week we had the last day that I recorded my episode and we were outdoors, I was outdoors because it was a beautiful day, and I did stay outside and I spun a bunch, and then I have been picking it up more and more. I picked it up a couple times at the house, and then on Friday, I actually brought my spindle to work because I have to keep office hours, just like 2 hours for office hours every week. And while I've been pretty busy the last couple of weeks, on Friday I had nothing. So I actually had, after I was done teaching in the morning, before my afternoon coaching that I had to do, I had a nice 2-hour break for lunch. And so I brought my spinning into work and I got a really good amount of spinning done. So I'm so happy. Look at how much progress I have made. and it feels really, really good to be spinning again. So this is merino. It's 100% merino wool with, well, that's kind of a lie. It's not. The wool, all of the wool content is merino. And then, so I'm mixing two together. This one here is a merino that is 70% merino, like natural white merino, and 30% stellina. So that is the part that is not merino. And then the other one, so I'll show you both. The other one here is, this is 100% merino, and it is a blend of two, it's so soft, oh my goodness, two naturally colored. So there's a gray and there is a white or a cream. And so that is this one. And so I am making an art yarn where I am just spinning thick and thin. And yeah, so this, look how, I don't know if you guys can see exactly how sparkly this is, but it is super sparkly. This was our January Paradise Fibers package. So I think they were thinking like the new year, and when you celebrate the new year, it's all sparkly, and yeah, so much sparkle in there. So yeah, it's just really a pretty quick update for today, but I hope that by the end of this week, I will have this spindle filled up and be on the way to filling up another spindle. So I really like it. I think it's going to make a beautiful like scarf or cowl, something just really to show off the texture. There's, yeah, I don't even know, you can see some like really thin strands and other really, really thick strands. I'm trying to alternate between like having sections where there is a bunch of stellina and then sections where there's really not that many, because I do also plan on plying this, making a 2-ply yarn. So that is the spinning process. That is the spinning progress that I have made. But yeah, I am one of my goals is to be spinning consistently again, because there are several months went by where I didn't really have that much spinning to talk about. So I am just, yeah, I'm glad to be having it back. And hopefully if I have Fridays at the office that are less busy, I will continue to bring it in and have that nice little like spinning break at work at the end of the week. So that was fun. Yeah, so that was really quick. I just have acquisitions left, and I'm so excited to unbox Katrinkles. So let's go into acquisitions. All right, so acquisitions. Before we get into unboxing my Katrinkles order, I also got in the, what is this, March or February? February's sock yarn club from Miss Julia over at Knitterly Things. And so I subscribe to both of her clubs, and she dyes it throughout the month that it is for and then sends it to us at the beginning of the following month. All right, so the first one, oh, and she's got her spring Vesper sock yarn club open for signups right now. So there's 2 clubs, one of which you could only sign up for in January, and that was her remix club. And then, but her regular sock yarn club, you can sign up. She does it in 3-month sign up, so that there's 4 opportunities throughout the year to get all signed up for that. And so they're open right now. So head on over to knitterlythings.com and give her sock club a try. I have been a happy subscriber for 4 years. It's been a while. I can't stop subscribing. I love her yarn that much. So the first color is a very kind of summery feeling to me. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and there is 463 yards of self-striping goodness, which is what she says, and this color is called Enchanted. And so this kind of reminds me of like some neon colors, which is pretty fun. And then she gives you the option of including a mini skein, and so this is the mini skein that she included, which is pretty gray. So yeah, so that is February Vesper Sock Yarn Club, like the regular one. And then her remix club, this is so funny, like these came in the mail and Bryce was like, ooh, I love this one, and he's like, and I know that you like the other one. And so this one is her remix club from February 2022. This one is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and this is 400 yards, and it is called Kissy Face Remix, and I love this one the most. My husband preferred this one, but he could tell right away that this was mine. So these are the two that I got in the mail for February. Hubby's favorite, my favorite. So I love purple. And this would go, I like that this has brown in it as well. This also has like pretty bright green in it. This is kind of fun. Actually, I'm like really looking at the colors now. Sometimes I just look at it like overall and say, oh, like what does it look like overall as a color? This one I'm like, oh, that's really fun, like bright neon summer splash colors. This one, I was focused on the pinks and the purples, but if you really look at it, there's a pale pink, a red, and a green, and like those reds and greens could kind of be like Christmassy, but then there's brown in there, which kind of reminds me of chocolate for Valentine's Day, and then there's the purple and then the hot pink, which also kind of remind me of Valentine's Day. So it's kind of like a cross between Christmas and Valentine's Day or something. I don't know. I like it a lot. So that is really fun. All right, let's get to unboxing Katrinkles. Guys, I knew that this was coming today. Lately, our mail has been arriving early in the day. And right when I was setting up outside, my package came. It has my address on the front, so I'm not going to show the label, but it's got like Katrinkles. So do you guys know Katrinkles? I have ordered from Katrinkles a handful of times before, but I don't very often order like stitch markers and notions for my knitting. I usually, if I'm going to order something, it's usually going to be yarn. So, but guys, she had a cat collection. She did a cat collection last year and it was cute, but I didn't order it. But this year's cat collection, her cat collection 2.0, so cute. And anyway, you guys know I love cats because if you guys have been watching my channel and have watched any of my vlogs, you see my cat Samson hang on me all the time. I'm really not sure how to open this box. We'll come back here, but I don't know. We're gonna have to edit some of this out probably. This is just a really weird package. It's not like, there's no clear way to open this box. There is tape everywhere. How do we do it? Like trying to feel through the tape. It's very weird. All right. I don't know. I'm just gonna go around the edges, and does this have there's a ledge here to open. What about here? This is like how to open a box 101. I have no idea how to open this box. We might be here all day. How does this work? Oh, okay, let's try this. Can I get this out? the box that doesn't open. I don't know. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it. Because I don't know what to do. Alright. Let's see. This one. I have no idea how to open this box, guys. Alright. Oh, alright. This is gonna be a mess. This is gonna be a mess because we have all these little things in it. Okay, I'm so excited, but I don't want to make a total mess. All right, we're gonna pull things out one at a time until everything is out. I am so excited, especially by this one. Look how cute this is. It's so stinking adorable. So instead of wraps per inch, she's got wraps crossed out and she wrote cats per inch. And so this is a great little tool. I do not have anything like this. This you can lay your yarn in to check what the weight of it is. There's also a little 1 inch, I think it's like 1 inch measuring area between the ears. That is so cute. Oh my gosh, so you can see what weight yarn you have by laying it in those grooves right there. That's going to be really great for me to check about my hand spun, to also might come in handy for my Junction sweater. I can see just how different the Harrisville yarns are from one another. So that was the first thing. Stinking cute. Yeah. What else do we have in here? This is my packing slip. Just leave that in there. Oh, this is really cute. Okay, so a couple things. So this is a cute little iridescent shawl pin. And so it is acrylic. I don't have any shawl pins, but I just kind of ordered most of the collection because I just really liked a lot of it. So that would be really cute. You can like stick it in to help secure your shawl. And yeah, I just really liked the iridescent part of it. I thought was really fun. So I have no idea how sturdy it is. That was something I was a little bit concerned about. So that will be interesting to figure out. And then these are really cute. This was not from the Cats collection, but these are some little labels that you can put in your sweater to distinguish between the front and the back. And so this has a view of a sheep's behind, and it says this is the back. Where is that? So really, really super cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yep. All right. Lots of things to open in here. Let me take out all the things. Let's do that. So I already opened these. And what else do we have? We got that package. Because now like things are in little bags. Oh, so cute. Oh my goodness. All right. And these are these. And else. This package. So I'll have to open those little packages separately. I think that's it. I think everything else in there is that little crinkly stuff now. Okay. So these are the stitch markers. I got both the old colors and the new colors because I really wanted these last year and then I just didn't order them. So these were last year's colors. And so those are super, super fun. And then this one is, I just want to get these laid out so you can actually see them well. And then, so this is this year's colors. So we've got like some acrylic neon ones and some more subtle texture ones. There's like a glitter one, and then a blue acrylic, a teal acrylic, and then like a clear iridescent acrylic, and then a wooden one, and then this one is like pearlized. So those are the new colors. And then, yeah, these are some just really fun bright neon colors. All right, let's do this one first. So I've got this little package here. Super fun. Sorry for the crinkling, but it's gonna be worth it. Right, so I got, oh, this is so cute. All right, so this is a little like needle gauge check. It is iridescent. Can you guys see that? It's so fun. And it is, so you can check your needle size, and then it also has a 2-inch ruler part, and it has a little chain that you can put on your bag, your knitting bag, or your keychain, or whatever. So that's super cute. Let's do this one. More crinkling, sorry. Oh, and then this is really cute too. This is just another little tool. So, all right, this was on the needle gauge too, but you can also just get like the little 2-inch ruler part. So it's just like a little gauge check there. And this one is also iridescent. It comes on a little chain. It's so cute. It says Katrinkles, and then it's got whiskers on it. So super cute. This is so fun. Telling you, like, normally I don't order like all the little notions things, but it is super fun. And we have 2 more things to open. All right, so this one, oh, okay. How does this work? All right, this is really cool. This one, so there's 2 things. All right, this is like a little, so this is a little acrylic kitty head. It's rose gold, so cute. It's actually on the back of it, it has a magnet. And so this one says N, probably for like your needles. So when you're weaving in ends, and I always lose my needle, it always rolls away. It's like a needle finder. You can just attach it. It's magnetic. And then this one here has an S on it. Probably you can stick like a stitch marker or something. And then it just sticks to itself with the magnet. So that's really cute. And we have one final little package. Oh, this is so cute. I don't know. I had to do it. These things were so absolutely adorable. Oops, right, there's 2 things in here. Oh yeah, okay. See, I forgot everything too. Uh-oh, hold on. Runaway packaging. Hold that with my legs. All right, so I have two little kitty cat things here. This first one is a little yarn cutter. So I thought that this would be really cute. I used to have one, like the one that Clover sells at Michael's. I don't know what happened to it, but these are really great to have when you are traveling, especially if you can't bring scissors or don't have scissors that are really small that you can bring on a plane. Like a yarn cutter is a really handy tool to have. You just stick the yarn in there and you can break your yarn. So I thought that was adorable. And then this one, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This design is so clever. Okay, so then this is a row counter, and I love how the eyes are the thing that holds it all together. It's so stinking clever. But basically it's got like these little numbers on both sides so that you can, so that you can keep track of what rows you're on. Pretty sure that they have a sheep version of like all of these things as well. So how cute is this though? It is so cute. Oh my goodness. That is everything, you guys. Oh my gosh. It is all so cute. I can't handle it. It is adorable. That's everything. That's everything I have. That's everything from Katrinkles Cat 2.0 Collection. I'm so excited. That just really brought a lot of joy to me. Like, yarn gets me really excited too, but I don't know. I don't tend to order stitch markers and little notions very frequently. So that was kind of very, very super delightful. As always, I hope you enjoyed spending part of your day with me. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you will like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And yeah, I will be publishing this at an oddball time because I don't want to wait a whole week to publish this video. So yeah, whatever day it is in the week, have a great remainder of the week, and I will hang out with you guys all soon. Bye-bye.